Alright guys, so the Apple Watch Series 9 and the Apple Watch Ultra 2 are Apple's best smartwatches, and today we will compare these two sizes and see which one you should get. Well, I got both versions right here today, and I will compare them and show you how they look like on my wrist, as well as the pros and cons associated with each size to help you decide which size is the best for you. So to hit things off, let's start with the prices of the Apple Watch Series 9 and the Ultra 2. So it always depends on which size you get. So there's an LTE and a Bluetooth version, stainless steel or aluminum, or the smaller or bigger size, 41 and 45 millimeter. Now with every combination you will get a different price. Now right here I have the normal 45 millimeter Bluetooth Apple Series Watch 9 with an aluminum case, which will cost you right around 450 euros over here in Germany. Now the Apple Watch Ultra 2 only comes in one size, and that's 49 millimeter. And for this one, you will also have to pay 900 euro right now. So you got a huge price difference of 450 euros. So you can basically buy the Apple Watch 9 twice. Now, by the way, I will leave the links to all of the products down below in the description. Alright, first up, let's take a look at each watch and how they look off of my wrist. Then we will compare them side by side. And of course, we have to find out if you actually get more text and information on the bigger display of the Apple Watch Ultra 2. And if you do, how much more can you see? So holding right here the two different versions, and the difference in size is pretty obvious. So the watches more or less have the same shape, but that's already what they have in common. Now the Apple Watch Ultra is a very chunky smartwatch with a huge 49 millimeter case and a 1.92 inch Retina LTPO OLED display, which lights up with a peak of 3000 nits. Now, even though the Apple Watch Series 9 is just a 45 millimeter smartwatch, this one still has a 1.9 inch display, and it's just a tiny bit smaller than what we get with the Apple Watch Ultra, and that's getting a little bit more interesting later on in the video. Now, both watches have two physical buttons on each side. Now, the lower one seems to have the same size and the same function, and only the upper rotatable crown is much larger. Just the Ultra has an extra action button on the left side, which will open up your workouts by default. Also, the buttons are kind of embedded into the case on the Ultra. Now, the display of the Apple Watch Series 9 curves around towards the edges of the watch, and the Ultra 2, on this one you will have a totally flat top. Now the microphone on the right side are the same, but the loudspeaker on the other side is much larger and louder on the Apple Watch Ultra. And now the big difference in those two smartwatches are the straps. Now I'm talking about the default silicone straps that you get with both watches. So the Apple Watch Series 9 has a 22 millimeter wide band that comes in three different sizes, for up to 190, 210, and even up to 245 millimeter. Now this one is a smooth silicone strap with the typical infinity loop style. The Apple Watch Ultra 2 looks completely different. This one is not smooth at all, as you can see, and has a rather normal buckle. It is also just as wide as the Watch 9's band, but it's a lot thicker, not as smooth and as flexible, but therefore pretty sturdy. One thing that you have to keep in mind that you only get one size on this band, and that is 130 to 200 millimeter, which in most cases is a lot shorter than the one that you will get on the Apple Watch Series 9. Now just quite quick for the context, I have a 19 centimeter wrist, and the Apple Watch Ultra 2 just looks massive on it, and it's way too big for my taste. Now we got the 45 millimeter Apple Watch Series 9 right here, and this one looks much better and still covers my whole wrist. If it's just for the size, I would definitely go with the Apple Watch Series 9, as this one just fits so much better to my wrist size. If you like big watches, you can go with the Apple Watch Ultra, or if you have a legit use case for it, like if you are diving a lot or do hikings and things like that. Only then I would suggest going for the bigger Apple Watch Ultra. Also, since we're talking about the Apple Watches, there's no such thing as the lug-to-lug size, but there's still one big difference, and that is the weight. Now the Apple Watch Ultra 2 weighs in at 61 grams, and the Apple Watch 9 weighs in at 42 grams, which is a lot lighter. And I guess this one works so much better if you go for runs, hiking tours, diving tours, and I guess overall better for your daily use. Now, as I said, we would also check out the display and the amount of information we get on them, and if there are any difference on both of them. So first, let's look at the amount of text you get, if you get any messages, emails, or if you ask Siri something like, "Who's LeBron James?" And surprisingly, you get the same amount of text on both watches, even though we have a 49 millimeter watch with a 1.92 inch display and a much smaller one with 45 millimeter and a 1.9 inch display. Now, if we head over into the workout section, we get a little bit more text on the Ultra, but that's due to the layout. In your workout list, you will again get the same infos, and you're not missing out on anything if you get the Apple Watch 9. The watch faces on both watches look the same, just the scaling is a little bit different. And if you push the lower button, you will see that you see a little bit more on the Apple Watch Ultra, but it's really just a tiny bit more. In your phone features, you actually get a little bit more on the screen on the Apple Watch Series 9. You can just see the beginning of your voicemail, but in your contacts, we again have the same things on the display. In your settings, you will also always get more or less the same information on the display, but on some, like your general settings or the About page, you will again have more information on the Apple Watch 9. Now, believe me or not, but all of the other apps that I checked, they are all the same on both watches. So I checked things like your weather app, your sleep and heart rate tracker, Spotify, and how many songs you get to see per display. I looked at the App Store and the timers. So if you are excited that you get more infos on the Ultra 2 than you get with the Apple Watch 9, I have to disappoint you. The difference regarding the display and text is almost not existing. And guys, there we have it. That's the Apple Watch Ultra 2 and the Apple Watch Series 9. Now, if you liked that video, make sure to leave a like and subscribe to my channel for more tech reviews. And I guess with that one being said, I will see you in the next one. Peace.